Good morning, everyone. My name is Miguel and I'm gonna do my presentation about uh, the company ASICS. It's a sport company, part of the assessment task 3, corresponding to develop and present sustainability process. So I choose this sport company um, because they have established a good relationship between the environment and the processes. So this was a company founded in 1949 to help people to use their activity accessories inspired to the sport and bring healthy life to the body. The principal sustainable activities are one program called Move Me, considered as a boast of the sustainable vision. The other activities are like related to establishing a connection between the body and mind and interact with the world. The last but not least is shift towards sustainability practices. So, as you see here, we have um, 4 functions where sustainable practices are critical. So one of the is the raw materials that are the materials that are processed and they need to be part of the material, and they need to trace like where they're coming from. The other part is the material suppliers. So companies that supplying some materials, they need to be aware about where the main components of the final products before they supply to ASICS. The other process that is very critical for sustainable wise is manufacturing. So supply partner to our company involved in the manufacturing of the company's products and can cause sustainable issues if there is no any traceability by ASICS. So we need that ASICS needs to be fair with the traceability of the external suppliers. And the other part, the ASICS stores and sale offices and production management that involve energy efficiency programs, water use, and ethical workplace standards. We have three more departments where yes, the sustainable practices is still critical. The retailers, so business customers, the company that just also sell the products to other stores and are subject to evaluation of emissions and product traceability once they sell to the business customer. And yeah, the consumer is the people who use the company products and generate pollutions when they dispose, like for example some sneakers or some trainers they put in the rubbish. So it's good to be back, like create like a circle system to take the advantage of these new raw materials and introduce into the process. And yes, that's part of the end of life of the product. If they do good life cycle assessment, so they're gonna know the existence of the product when yes, they no longer meet the quality of the product and other needs for the customers. So ASICS, it's been established a key sustainability principles. So the first one is the social commitment, which is creating like actions, meaningful actions able to incorporate on daily basis towards the environmental protection. The other one principle is towards the business, so we need to tie the sustainability to profit through the less and effective consumption of resources So there are like two programs, as I mentioned, about the energy efficiency and water use. And also actually there are three, and the other one is the waste management. So defining detail, this is the other one. Defining detail was what sustainability means in the organization for the work culture, as part of the work culture. So establish a clear definition of sustainability in the way that explains how important is the investment to the environment. And the last one is the measure, monitor, and review. That is related to track the progress towards the goal of sustainable strategies and in fully understandings of the commercial benefits, just to create the profit in a very efficient way of management of resources. So ASICS has also established policy goals and objectives. So the main goal of ASICS, as you know, is to enhance environmental management plan following the international standard ISO 14001 or 14001, which is the environmental plan management. And as part of the secondary goals, sustainability goals is the direction and organizational stimulation in order to assign responsibilities and actions to preserve the environment at global scale. The other one is related to reduce the footprint of the processes, carbon footprint, water footprint, including savings resources, saving energy, and reducing wastes. And this is an important goal that is incorporate the life cycle assessment of the products from ASICS and identify the hotspots of impact. It's the environment. It's important, but ASICS has the health and safety policy. So, and it could be part of the environmental management plan. So safety is one of the most important factors to take in mind. So they need to increase the supply chain and working with social responsibility policies to ensure the environmental enhancement and the product's development. But it's so prevalent that it has to incorporate like the health and safety for policies for workers. The other goal is promote awareness in the direction employees and business partners. And the last one is create channels to ensure communication between the stakeholders through the disclosure of environmental activities and performance practices. So that includes like training programs, environmental programs, just work with communities and stakeholders. So that's the time now to assess the stakeholders. So the customers, they consume the accessories and contribute to choose like the healthy and environmental friendly company. They are engaged with the company as ASICS have worked just to demonstrate that they are green, they incorporate green practices, and they want to introduce a lot of sustainable actions towards to solve the world. So the other stakeholders are the shareholders and investors that create the transparency of the organization, and as a part of their responsibilities, they have to attend and have an active participation in shareholder meetings, fund surveys, and annual report. The other stakeholder is the employees, that one of the roles is treat everyone with respect and dignity, wherever department are they from, and have creativity and ambition where personal development is involved, and incorporate growth. That it's gonna transmit hand by hand. So the responsibility obviously is to attend like the meetings and participate in employee surveys related with environmental topics. Also develop and encourage people to develop sustainable projects and the business vision updates. The other stakeholders are the business partners, so they are part of the customers, actually, suppliers and other business with active participation of sustainability. As I say, ASICS try to audit these partners and evaluate that they're following like green practices. And as part of their responsibility, they have to predict supplier business alignment meetings, receive the audits and training session, and be in charge of the traceability materials. Then we have the NGOs that they have the function of integrating international and local dialogue in related with environmental topics to solve sustainability challenges with the industry. Then we have the regulators that inspect that companies are complying with regulations. So part of their responsibilities is the direct interaction via industry collaboration regarding upcoming legislation. Yeah. Another one is the academic partners. So the integration between the academy and the factories to enable new trends, new technologies, and be like engage with good practices. Another one is the industry associations, and of course the communities that encourage sports participations. They volunteer for initiatives that are just improving the environment. So as laws as standards, we have the most important is the Environment Protection and Biodiversity Conservation Act of 1999. The rest ones needs to be about the Sustainable Planning Act, the Nature Conservation Act, Environmental Protection Policy, OHS Act. Expected outcomes, of course, in the reduction of the footprint of the CO2 in transport for factories increases around 5% each year. So you have to be aware about reducing the carbon footprint. The sustainable retail, obviously reducing the water use, expect to track the volume of the water use in all the operations, and not just that, but also investigate the source of the water to gain more detailed understanding of the way our water impacts the local environment, and confirm obviously that the factory is using water from principal municipal water utilities. Methods for implementation, so it's part of my recommendations, is by giving an orientation will be first step in the implementation process. To this activity is motivation and discover groups with common interest. The generation of ideas from this collaborative activity may be able to generate principles and objectives of sustainable development regarding the necessities of the staff and clients. So one of the issues is because there is not alignment because the customer between the customers and employees. So it's good to encourage and be implemented to the sustainable development of activities that will create that kind of engagement and organizational culture. And the other one is the measurement and standards activities that will determine the efficiency. So everything that we try to involve here, or ASICS try to involve in their process, it has to be measurable. Otherwise, they won't have the index to establish their action plans. And the venue is guidelines for sustainable development and comparison of company performance against objectives, against the sustainability goals. So that was all about the assessment task 3. Thank you so much.